to the very first episode of Salty Trivia with Candy Barre, where the... Hold on, what happened to the teleprompter? It's gone totally blank. Miles!
Stand by, please. Alright, who unplugged the teleprompter?
It wasn't me, I swear!
Come on, Daisy, whenever something bad happens in the studio, 9 times out of 10, it's your prank.
Candy, Daisy was in front of the audio deck this whole time. I can vouch for her. For once.
Oh, thank goodness, Malsey.
For the umpteenth time, stop calling me that.
Oh hey, the teleprompter's back up.
Good. Everyone back to battle stations and cue intro.
Welcome to the very first episode of Salty Trivia with Candy Barre, where the questions are ridiculous but the answers are serious. I'm your host, Candy Barre, and I'll be meeting out the questions and sass for today. Now lift your trays to the upright position and prepare for takeoff. Or don't, I'm not your flight attendant. I hope you can handle 8 victims worth of sass. You know what costs less than 5 cents? These complimentary lifesavers. The lifesaver will let you answer later, after 2 of the options are gone. If there are other players who didn't use a lifesaver, you get to pick an option out of 2, after they pick an option out of 4. You get 1 lifesaver for a dozen questions, so use it strategically. Lifesavers don't work on special question types, so keep that in mind too. Let's get going. Let's warm up on Hand in Handyman. A handyman finds a fossil in his backyard. Upon consulting an archaeologist, he finds out that it's also a handyman. What species of hominid did he dig up? A handy Homo habilis, a handy Homo erectus, a handy Homo neanderthalensis, or a handy Homo floresiensis? Allow me to explain. No, that's the one nicknamed the Hobbit. Are you perchance related to one? I mean, I think you're related more closely. I can't both keep a teen rating and make a joke about a handy Homo erectus.
Candy, please.
Homo habilis is the first species of hominid known to have used stone tools, hence earning the nickname the Handyman. If I had $1 for every time I was called a tool, I'd be broke because I'm absolutely amazing. Are you ready for this? Beware the Ides of... Screw it, beware the whole year. Suppose you're an ancient Roman citizen from Julius Caesar's time who traveled in time to the year 2020 Common Era, only to be trapped indoors because of the pandemic. How would you complain? I hate the year AUC 2173. I never should have traveled to AUC 2473. There aren't even any gladiators in AUC 2773. Or, AUC 3003 is so boring. To set the record straight, just for that answer, you're sentenced to damnation to the beasts. At least you took a stab at it. You're still 36 short of a full 37, though. What do you want, a cookie? The years were numbered since 753 BCE, the supposed founding of Rome. So add 753 to 2020, and you get AUC 2773. And by the way, there indeed are gladiator shows in AUC 2773. It's called college football. And the only catch is that the impoverished fighters only die of brain damage decades down the line. Next on the chopping block, gazing into the Skyrim. And it's a grandiose sorta kinda. I'm gonna give you 7 titles. For each of them, I need you to tell me if it's the title of a famous photograph taken from space, or the title of a book you can obtain in the Skyrim series. If it's a space photo, press left. If it's Skyrim book, press right. Also, don't even bother trying to use a lifesaver on this one. Let's rock. Hanging Gardens. Darkest Darkness. The Blue Marble. Mystic Mountain. Pillars of Creation. Breathing Water. Magic from the Sky. Did Bethesda program you perchance? Seems like you spaced out there. Just a bit of a blemish was dragging you back. You rock it! The best thing about Skyrim is that you can turn it into literally anything with enough mods. In fact, this game is actually an extremely modified version of Skyrim. Enjoy! On your left-hand side, you can see... Trivia? Salty. Viral marketing does work, doesn't it? I still have that slogan stuck in my head ever since YouTube comments made it into a meme. Well, finish the middle of this meme. Posture, bad. Blank, blank. Diagnosis, lumbago. Back aching. Ankles swelling. Wrists inflamed. Or neck crooked. And the big reveal? We get it, you don't use the computer enough to know about carpal tunnel syndrome. Big whoop. At least you took a crack at it. Seems like anatomical trivia is your Achilles heel. Lumbago is pain in the lumbar region, or lower back. Ah yeah, crippling pain is so relatable and memeable, especially the existential kind. Are you ready for this? Your host, Virago. Yep, this is another Trivago question. How can I lose my virginity? Be less vivacious, be less expensive, be less petulant, or be less witty? Allow me to explain. Trust me, current events are making me less vivacious every single day already. Dude, imagine how boring this game would be then. What, you can't afford to wine and dine me out on every date? Olive Garden doesn't count, by the way. A virago is a loud, bad-tempered woman who is easily angered by the slightest provocation, and virginity is the quality of being a virago. So the best fit out of these four would be petulant, which is similar to irritable or snappy. If you knew the people I know, you'd be a virago too. I'm the shrew that nobody can tame, bitches! Are you ready for this? My very own question type. So, to justify me hosting this show, the writers had to come up with a special question type related to me. And they came up with the idea of reading Laffy Taffy jokes. Yeah, I'm not happy about having to relive my brief high school stint of proofreading those either. Here we go. What kind of bear has no teeth? A gummy bear. Wow, okay, so... Suppose your gummy bear is swollen or bleeding. Which of these diagnoses makes the least sense? Diabetes, eczema, scurvy, or pregnancy? Can you handle the truth? Oh, come on, everybody knows that scurvy causes bleeding gums. Or at least any sailor before we discovered vitamin C, and anyone who ever read about the discovery of vitamin C. You are such an insult. Please do not breed. Eczema is a skin disease and does not cause inflamed or bleeding gums. And depending on your degree of prior exposure, that I'm a gummy bear song may also cause bleeding ears. We'll be right back after these messages. Not from my sponsors, but these thirsty guys trying to slide into my DMs. I gotta go block those real quick. See ya! Welcome back to Salty Trivia, remember me? I remember the first time we met like it was only yesterday. Let's carry on to round 2. In this round, questions are worth double, but watch out because penalties are also worth double. Onward. Come on, give those lifesavers some lovin'! Use one if you want to rule out a couple options from a hard question. Better use it quick, because if you still have it after question 12, it's getting confiscated. You gotta press the L or R button to deploy it. There's no shame in a bit of external help, little guy. Here's your next category. Are the boomers okay? If you want to give a sarcastic, dismissive remark to someone saying, "Back in my day, QWERTY was brand new and only existed on typewriters, not these fancy schmancy touchscreen devices, what would be the most accurate? OK missionaryer, OK loster, OK GIer, or OK silenter? And the big reveal? I hope you find yourself soon. There's gotta be a way to seamlessly segue into a G.I. Joe mama joke. Too late. You had the right to remain silent. The missionary generation was born after the Civil War, between 1860 and 1882. The QWERTY keyboard first entered the market in 1874, with the release of the Remington No. 1 typewriter. That means QWERTY's 150th birthday is in 2024. And still, next to no other video game has managed to figure out a better way to type stuff on a controller. Innovation at its finest. Please welcome top 3 things to do to the designated driver. I'm gonna give you a silly phrase whose syllables rhyme with another more popular phrase. Buzz in and type the answer as soon as you know what it is. Though as a disclaimer, even though the answer rhymes in my accent, the answer might not perfectly rhyme or rhyme at all in yours. Don't at me. If you're stumped, I'll drip feed you up to 3 clues every quarter of the way. But every half a second, the value of the question will go down, so you should buzz in as soon as you know it. Put your rhyming cap on and tell me, with what saying does this rhyme? Fruity Fizz, spin the guy, shove the key holder. Aesthetic tastes are subjective. Aesthetic tastes depend on whoever's seeing it. Attractiveness is stored in the viewer's eyeballs. Wow, that was an ugly little failure. But some people might like it, since Fruity Fizz pinned the guy of the key holder and all. Alright, hit me! Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, who is now floating towards you and attacking you. Roll for initiative. Brace yourself for, do not like me. Daisy says that the keys to imitating a Valley Girl accent are the rising intonation, the vocal fry at the end of the sentence, and the word like it's used like frickin' or bloody or whatever, depending on where you're from. So, what should they Stantis uses like as a preposition? Take it away, Daisy.
My roommate was fuming, like a kettle or something. And then he said, I don't like how you're looking at me. So I was like, what are you even talking about?
Or,
and he got so mad and stormed out of the living room. What?
This is gonna be good.
You're totally wrong.
Really? Really? Do you really not know what a verb is?
I'm so disappointed.
A preposition is something that relates a noun to another word, like a kettle to the way my roommate was fuming. Here's another example of this way of using the word like. Daisy, why do you always talk like a Valley Girl?
I don't talk like a Valley Girl!
What does Valley Girl mean?
You wouldn't get it.
I love this one. The world is a stage and the play is badly managed. So the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse appear in the 1990 novel Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, but they ride motorbikes now and one of them retired a long time ago. Which of these current events could most likely push the retired horsemen back into duty? Widespread food shortages in China, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the death of Queen Elizabeth II, or the COVID-19 outbreak? This is the part where I correct you. That is some serious stuff, but it's not the first time a bunch of people died because of mismanagement by a self-proclaimed communist leadership. Stalin. Much like war itself, this answer is worth absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. No, not even the horsemen of the apocalypse want to have anything to do with the English royal family. In the book, Pestilence retired after penicillin was invented, and passed the torch onto a new horseman named Pollution. Man, that Pollution fellow must be having a real great career with all the climate crisis going on. I fear for my future! Let's see how you doing. The last thing you'd want in your trivia game trivia. We all know that Burger King foot lettuce scandal, right? That time in 2012 when a 4chaner uploaded a picture of himself standing on 2 bins of lettuce. 4chan found out it was in Mayfield Heights, Ohio, and then some shitty YouTube channel made a shitty top 15 video with a weird voiceover. Keep that image in mind as I ask you this. Since they're not in the feed, which of these bones on that guy's body would have been the farthest from the tub of Burger King foot lettuce? His tali, his patellas, his calcanei, or his phalanges? Can you handle the truth? Yes, phalanges are fingers. Phalanges are also toes though, so you've been stomped out. Ouch, it's gonna take some time for you to heal from that. No, the talus is the ankle bone. Fun fact, the game of jacks originally used sheep tali. Just saying since you sound like you don't know jacks. The cuboid, the calcaneus, and the phalanges are all bones in a foot. The patella is the kneecap. And also, patellas are what I'm gonna break if I keep seeing Burger King foot lettuce memes. Entering the scene, I've been a keen team for Ween. Wow, these rhymes packed like sardines are on fire like kerosene. Well, ready to make some green? If you were weening with the members of the band Ween, which of the following would you have been? Changing car oil with Dean and Jean, making clarified butter with Dean and Jean, abstaining from breast milk with Dean and Jean, or jacking off Dean and Jean? Let's see if you passed. You could use that for cooking the pork roll, egg, and cheese, but that's the wrongest answer to this question I've ever seen. You mean filling a limousine with gasoline? That's wrong too, but you know what I mean. Enjoying the perks of your lifesaver? Let's see that answer. I think you're too stuck on the word ween. Here's the big reveal. Weaning is where a baby is trained to stop drinking breast milk and start eating more solid foods, like paste made of crushed soybean. That's one way to get used to guava juice. After that, you should get the Sega Genesis out so you, Dean, and Jean can play Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I can't stop rhyming, hopefully it'll get better before Halloween. All in the name of the Queen! Oh well, off to question 13. Welcome to Like It or Leave It. For each of the 5 sections, like the options that match the description, but leave everything else. The first 3 items stay the same, but the 4th item changes every section. The topic is bomb these blondie zombies with a big bang. And the options are blonde hair, a hit K-pop track, and a zombie movie. Let's see who has the best taste. Could be platinum. Platinum records are a thing in South Korea too. Most are made in Europe. South America has the most Catholics. Opened on the iTunes app. Audiobooks are on iBooks, related to Cockneys vs. Zombies. Wow, it got a 76 on Rotten Tomatoes? Something Arnold Schwarzenegger has. Arnold C is a language made entirely of his one-liners. Alright, that was entertaining. Let's see how that affected your final standings. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for participating in this very first episode of Salty Trivia with Candy Barre. Now get out.